it's Jamie again, and we've already gone through a video series about the 5 steps that I do with each of my horses when it's a day to ride. And this series, we're going to start to delve in a little bit deeper in some of those steps. And in this case, we're going to work on the mounting block part of the process. And the reason I chose that to work with first is because in my other horse, Wyoming the Mustang, this is the sticky point for her at the moment. She's came to me about 3 years ago, and she's doing really well. We did some restarting process. It's been a really slow getting to know her, but at the moment she is on the trail, under saddle, and doing pretty well as a green horse. But the one part of the process that she's the least comfortable with is the mounting block. And so she's a great horse to start with when that's not working really well. And I want to also clarify that she seems to be pretty willing on the trail. She's a forward horse, happy with her job. She seems to be easy to catch in the field. She likes working with me in general. So I think that there's something specifically about the mounting block and how I'm working with that one step that she's uncomfortable with. I don't think it's that she doesn't want to work or she doesn't want to be ridden. So those are things that I think are important to address as potential issues. But today, I really believe that there's just some things with the way I've started her process with the mounting block that she's not comfortable with, and I want to try to ask those questions and work through them. So you'll be along for the ride on that, and we'll see how it goes. So here I am with Wyoming, and we're going to approach the stool that I set out to work with today. And the first thing I'll do, give her a rub, and then walk on up to the stool. Good girl. Good girl. She kind of knows the drill on this. We've worked on it a little. And this is her coming kind of close, but not as close as she knows I would like for actually to get on. So I'll give her a rub. And I'll just ask her. I use a kiss and a little bit of rein here. See if she'll come in a little closer. Good girl. And every time she gives me something towards what I really want, which is her lined up well with me, I just give her a nice rub. Tell her thanks. Good girl. Good. And at this point, I might even reach out and stick my foot in that stirrup a little and see how she kind of moved off. That's okay. Sometimes I move with her. That's the nice thing about this stool is I can kind of, I don't have to insist today that she lines up exactly at where the front part of the stool would be. Good. See, I also find that giving her a lot of time helps. That's perfect, girl. So this is actually about the most perfect place that she could get for me. And because I'm actually in practice mode today, I'm going to hop off the stool and I'm just going to walk off. And that's just to say thanks for lining up. You did the right job. And give her a little break from the exercise. And then we'll do it again. Good. So we gave her a little break, and now we're going to come back and ask for it again. So I'll stand up here, give her a little rub. I don't always use the flag, but sometimes she's gotten to where she'll kind of move in on me with her front end, and I just need a tool that's really works well for asking her not to do that, and the flag works pretty well. So I'm going to ask her. She gets in a little too close. Good. Good girl. Good girl. So this is a pretty good spot. She's a little close to me. And I'll say that she actually knows that. So this, like being really close to me, is actually also a way that she's avoiding me hopping on her. So I'm going to just go ahead and see what happens when I put a little weight in the stirrup. Good girl. That's nice. Good job. Good girl. Nice. Let's ask again. Good. All of this has to do with the conversation I want to have with her. So it's not just about can I get on her, isn't she in the right place? Sometimes I could get on her and I might decide that there's something else that I want to address or talk about. And I like to give myself time to be able to do that. So at the moment, Let's go to a second level, and I'm going to ask her to come in so I can put the reins around her. Good. So that's another step. Good girl. Good. You can see with her ears, she's thinking. She's not 100% comfortable, but she's a willing horse and she really wants to work with me, so she tries to kind of sort through it. And again, I'm going to go ahead and put a little weight in the stirrup and see how she reacts. Good girl. Yeah. And at this point, I might even set my flag down because I don't seem to be needing it as much. Good. Yeah. Give her a little up. So I don't really want you there. There. Good. Thank you. What I want to avoid is for her to think that the only thing I want is for her to get on with her job. And so that's one of the reasons when I'm working this early on, I take the time to kind of give them a lot of rubbing and tell her it's the right answer. And I try to have really low energy as I go ahead and stick my foot in and get on. Good job. And I'll give her a little rub here. Tell her she's a good girl. Whoops. It's okay. Stand. Good. Oh, and then when she gives to me, good. And at this point, that was good what we just did. So I'm going to give her a little surprise and just hop off. And we'll do it again. Good girl. Good girl. I'll go ahead and step up on my block. See how she does. Oops, too close. A little too close. Go ahead and put there we go. Good girl. And I like this stool I mentioned a little earlier for the fact that she can actually line herself up almost 360 degrees around it, and it works for me. One of the things in working with horses, especially that are learning something or you're going back to rework something, is it's really important that you can be demanding that you want to get something done and you want to get it done well, but you can try to avoid being too critical. And at this moment, what I want to avoid is being critical in the way that I say you have to be exactly lined up in front of the stool. I like to be able to say, if you can get me a spot where I can get on well, I'll take it anywhere around this circle that works for us today. And you can see sometimes her coming in. It's kind of an avoidance. That's why I've got the flag here. It's just a block. Good. Good girl. Give her some good rubs for that. Every try that she gives me, I want to give her a little break and a little rub. Again, this is because we're in the learning stages. And once a horse gets to the point where they know this well, your approach might be a little bit different if they're not working with you on it. So I ask you forward a little. Good. And then I'll lower my energy. That was beautiful. I'll give her a nice rub back here. She's doing a beautiful job lining up. I'll set my flag down. Good girl. Good. And I'll gather my reins. Breathe out. Yeah. Good. Good job. Then I might ask her forward. Good girl. Good job. Good girl. Good girl. And when we get over here to the barn, I'll give her a little unexpected reward. Instead of going out on the trail, I'll go ahead and hop off. Good job today. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video where Wyoming and I got to work a little more on our connection and relationship through the mounting block and some of the worries and concerns that she's been having and letting me know about in the past couple of weeks in that part of our process. So I'll continue to upload content that helps you see what I'm doing as I'm working through those spots. And Wyoming will probably show up in more of those, as she's not as far along as Khaleesi is in the process. Gives us more chance to show you what the conversation looks like earlier on as we go. So make sure you check out my blog at Green to 100, and we'll see you next time.